All right, what's up, y'all? This is Big Mike. Just wanted to talk about a little topic here today that I had. I've been getting questions about restoration of firearms. I'm currently residing in the state of Washington, and as everybody know, I have a background that was a little seasoned. I had a little seasoned background starting off in life. Started out in LA, ended up doing 2 5-year stints in prison, ended up doing 10 years altogether. Had my rights taken away from me. I even had an enhanced system, a sentence with a firearm, that type of thing. So I never thought that I would be able to get my gun rights back, right? But lo and behold, lo and behold, your boy got his gun rights back. Proper preparations lead to a better performance. I had to really do some soul searching and trying to figure out how to make this happen. And I did that. You just got to believe in yourself, turn your life around, and try to be the best you that you can be. I was misguided. I kind of done the wrong things in life. You know what I mean? I sold drugs and that type of stuff and thought that was the only way that I could make it out of the hood, out of the ghetto. And I did make it out of the hood. I did make it out of the ghetto selling drugs, but just to leave from one ghetto to another, and then ended up graduating me to walk in the big yard mainline in prison. I got out, turned my life around, man, ended up going all the way to working up to a PhD. I stopped about halfway through and I finished with my master's in forensic psychology. With that, I kind of dillied and dallied and played in the law. While I was in prison, I kind of touched on the law a little bit. My degree is somewhat in law. So I guess I'll say I have a basic understanding of law. I'm not the super smart guy in law or anything like that, but I just want to encourage those who are watching this video in Washington State and in any other states. Contact an attorney to try to find out if there are any programs in your state that will allow you to snatch your rights back, because these rights belong to you. These rights are yours. These rights are the Second Amendment. I'm now a full-fledged 2A advocate. I'm a 2A advocate. And I feel that we all have the God-given rights to be able to protect ourselves with the type of weapons that are available in our community at the time of our lifetime, right? They didn't have guns in the 1500s or the 1300s, right? You had spears or whatever. So you should have been able to have the God-given right to be able to arm yourself with a spear if that's what was going on at the time. Well, now you can't bring a knife to a gunfight, right? So the way to arm yourself and to protect yourself now is with guns. And so with that, I just want to talk about the firearm restoration rights. In Washington State is currently under RCW 9.41.040. Mine just happened to fall under Section 4, subsection 4. RCW stands for Revised Code of Washington. In 2020, our country started falling apart with the virus and that type of thing. People had a run on the on the stores and toilet paper. I don't know why they thought they needed toilet paper. Toilet paper really was going to stop people from running in your house, right? So let's throw a couple rolls of toilet paper at them, right? Wrong. That is not the way to go. Costco had a run, Safeway, Albertsons, ABC, your mama's back store. Everybody didn't have no toilet paper, right? Except for me, people like me, because I'm a prepper. I have those little RV pods. You can buy them, a bunch of big bags of hundreds, so I already knew I was a prepper, so I was already on all that type of stuff. So I'm looking at people going crazy in the store for toilet paper. So our country was going crazy at the time. It was they call it the summer of love. It was getting really, one side of it was really soft and the other people, the country, so I guess I would say the cities, the counties and the jails stopped taking people. They weren't taking people to jail in Washington State anyway. They weren't taking people to jail for robberies and drug charges, assaults. There were home invasions and the people were calling 911. They were saying, yeah, we're not going to take them to jail because the virus, we don't want the jails infected, right? So what we saw was our country was breaking down. Our country was breaking down. I tried to say that with a little emphasis so the people in the back can actually hear what I'm saying and really feel what I'm saying. Our country was breaking down. But to me, this was no different than just growing up in LA. That's a daily thing. Was in our culture, our country was broke down. Our life was broke down. Our culture had broke down to where, we're our own enemy. We was looking at each other, looking to shoot each other at any given time, any second in the store. You got to get ready to defend yourself with a firearm, whether you could legally have a firearm or illegally have a firearm. I'd rather get caught with it than without it. It was like MasterCards. You don't leave home without it, right? So Washington, I guess the rest of the country who had been doing well off in 2020 started to feel just a little bit of that vibration, right? And so you seen a run on firearm sales like never before in this country. And I applaud those that decided to go pick up firearms and take some training and be legal, smart, law-abiding citizens to be able to carry their firearms. So in 2020, our country started falling apart right underneath us. The local government, counties and cities, was pushing to defund the police, right? So here we go. We have a movement of people willing to take away the police, which is some form of protection, right? I don't want them. I want to be able to call them. But if they don't come, I want to be able to protect myself until they come. And if not, they can come after I protect myself, right? Because that's what I'm going to do first and foremost is self-preservation, right? That's your God-given right. That's what that Second Amendment is about. So we got the local government pushing to defund the police, while the state government is pushing hard to disarm the citizens. So once again, you got the state government pulling your rights away for you to be naked, as we call it in the street. You naked, or they call it lacking. You lacking. They want you to be vulnerable. The city is taking away the protection of the police, so you stuck in the middle with no protection, no firearms. They don't want you to have no firearms. The other people don't want you to have no protection, so you just a mark, as they say in the streets, right? You just a mark. You willing to get hit. You just ready to get hit. Well, that's when you know that this is time to protect yourself. There's no time greater to protect yourself than right now, right? A lot of people didn't realize that, if you lost your rights back in the days, let's say you was out with a friend, y'all was joyriding, and he came and picked you up, and you rode in the car, and y'all got put over, and you went to jail. Next thing you know, you was in possession. Oh my God, God forbid. You was in possession of a stolen car, and you didn't even know. But that was your partner. That was your friend. He just went out joyriding, right? Well, now you got a theft or a grand theft auto or some sort of theft on your record. And guess what? You can't get your firearms because you was riding with your partner. So what you got to do is choose your friends wisely. That's what I would say first. Choose your friends wisely. Second of all, is you probably can restore your rights right now. The only people that can never get their rights back are Class A felonies in Washington State under RCW 9. .41.040. Class A felons can never get their rights back. Now, those are just straight out homicides, straight out murders, right? Kidnapping, rape, any hard sex crimes, child molestation, that type of stuff. You never can get your rights back. Class B felonies, 10 years you have actually to be able to restore your rights, right? Those are manslaughters. Those are some other crimes. You can check those out. 4th degree assault, that type of stuff, right? You just have to wait 10 years from the date of your sentencing guideline, right? The day that you got sentenced, you have 10 years to wait before you can get your rights back. Now, disclaimer, I am not an attorney. This is not legal advice. This is just giving you some game, some outlines, some borderlines, some little bullet points for you to contact an attorney or look up the RCW yourself and see where you fall in there. And if it gets a little discombobulated for you and you can't understand it, then reach out to an attorney and just ask for an advice. Just say, can I get a free consultation? They'll talk to you. They'll run your background for free and see if you qualify and what you qualify for, and they'll let you know. So Class A, you can never get your rights back. Class B, you have to wait 10 years from the day you were sentenced, and you probably can restore right now. Don't sleep. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Do it now. Class C felonies, drug convictions, different things like that, some thefts, you got to wait 5 years. 5 years, and you probably can restore right now too. Misdemeanors. There are some misdemeanors, some DV type misdemeanors that remove you from your rights to your firearm. You can actually get them back in 3 years. 3 years. So yeah, this is just a quick video to talk about rights restorations and what you can actually do. Let me go with this, the sheet I guess I got from my attorney when I filed mine. These are questions that people ask. Restoring your firearm rights. Can I apply for a concealed pistol license? Yes, you are eligible to apply for a CPL in Washington. Is a shall issue state, so you are entitled to receive a CPL. You need to apply at your local sheriff's office or police department. You can apply for the CPL right away. Just take a copy of the restoration order with you. So when I filed my restoration order, they said I had to wait 60 to 90 days. It was about 45. It was done, passed through the court. It was stamped. The court had stamped it. It was filed in the court. It was done. So once that happened, then it has to go to for us in this state. I don't know how it is in other states. The paperwork then had to go to the Washington State Patrol. The Washington State Patrol then had to process that information into their database. And what it does is it does not clear your record. It doesn't expunge your record. So if you get a background check, your felonies are still going to show. But what it does, through data, it attaches a copy of this paperwork to your record. So when they run your record, your background, it can see that you have felonies, but your rights, your gun rights have been restored. So the Washington State Patrol has to enter that data, do data entry, and it takes process to get that into their system. So your name can be cleared to pass background checks in the gun stores, in your local FFLs, right? So at that point, when the Washington State does that, they then submit it to the FBI, to the federal level, right? NCIC, NCIS, whatever they call it in your local area. At that point, they clear it. So your federal rights are restored and your state rights are restored. So at that point, while you're waiting on those pieces to happen before they get cleared through the state, if you have your paperwork, you can go down to your local county sheriff department. If you live in the rural area, if you live in the city area, you can go down to your local city police department and file for your concealed carry permit, right? You just got to give them a copy of your restoration paperwork from the courts and you'll be able to get your documents. Okay, so on the CPO application, you can answer that you've been convicted of a felony, domestic violence, misdemeanor, whatever the case may be. But you should also write in on the application that you've had your firearm rights restored and attach a copy of the restoration order to the application. This applies even if you had your conviction vacated or sealed. That is very important. On the application to actually purchase a firearm, that's at your local gun shop. You go to the gun shop, you want to buy a firearm, you cannot say that you have been convicted of a felony. It'll just hold your stuff up. So it's legal for you to say that you have not been convicted of a felony, even if your convictions have not been vacated. Check the box, you have not been convicted of a felony. If you answer that you've been convicted of the felony, the dealer will probably kick you out the store without running a background check. Not kick you out the store, but tell you, yeah, no, it's probably not going to happen. So anyway, that's just a quick little video I wanted to make about, restoring your gun rights in Washington State. Man, I hope that this video has blessed somebody. I hope that somebody in Washington State, hits me up in the inbox and wants to know some information. But here's an attorney who I worked with. There's also an attorney called, I think his name is Robert Kirkham. He's Washington Gun Law. He has a site, so I'm not sure. But anyway, this is the guy who did mine. Kirchin Law, Vitaly Kirchin. I'll put that here. You can pause it. There you go. You can pause it. Do whatever you need to do. Hit him up. Tell him I sent you. Hopefully you get your gun rights restored. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And don't forget, carry safely and responsibly.